So this is one corner with chickens, cows, pigs, dogs, but I turn around and look how big this is. It just keeps going. Would you believe me if I told you this was not my first salt and pepper shaker museum? Hello and welcome to Hello, I am Clutch, and where I am here today in Gatlinburg, Tennessee to go to the Museum of Salt and Pepper Shakers. I am really excited about this because, like I said, this is not the first time I've been to a salt and pepper shaker museum. I've been to another one in Traer, Iowa that was wonderful, and I have always wanted to come check this place out, see what they have to offer here, see what the differences of their salt and pepper shakers are, because honestly, once you learn about them, you really just, it's cool to see them. So I'm excited to take you in here with me today, show you around, and see as much as we can see. So please follow me. So again, this is the Museum of Salt and Pepper Shakers, not the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum. Sorry for that little flub at the beginning. Anyway, this place apparently has over 20,000 pairs of salt and pepper shakers, as you can see from the sign. Admission is $3.35, I guess, with tax. And apparently that money, that admission can go towards buying an actual salt and pepper shaker set if you so choose. So let's see what they got inside here. And we are inside the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum. And I can already tell you this is wonderful. Like, it is laid out super well. The shelves aren't super deep, so it's easy to really see everything there is. I might be a little bit quiet at times here just because there are other people very close by and I don't want to get in their way too much here. But there is so much on the shelves, so I'll kind of like show you as much as I can as we're going through. It is kind of a linear walking tour, so you don't just kind of walk around. There are some arrows on the ground, kind of hard to see, little arrows that kind of guide you around. But there's so much great stuff in here. Like, oh my gosh, this reminds me, of course, of the Traer Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum that I've been to. There is just so much there where, like, I very fortunately got a guided tour there, but there's so much to see that it would be impossible to like show you all of it, so I might just kind of go around slowly, point out a few fun things, but really make it so that you can just see like all the wonderful Christmas stuff we have over here. And then again, if you come back over here, you can see there's this theming. They're kind of all together in certain ways. They do seem to have a bit of a code, and so if you look at 5B, it says up there, there's actually I'm seeing at the sides here, a little bit of an explanation. So it might be hard to see, but like 5B, for example, is push button. It's a style of shakers where you depress the button and out pours the salt and pepper. So if you look, I really appreciate that actually, now that I think about it, that they have kind of explanations of what these are. So I might tell you a little bit, I might just kind of show you a lot. I'm really not sure how I'm planning to do this, other than be really excited as I show you an unbelievably large amount of salt and pepper shakers. So, oh my gosh, I think I'll see you in the next shot. And now that we're at the next shot, I want to show you these long and tall ones. So that's what it says, these are long and tall. You can see how these ones are long, and these ones are long in the height way, so I think those are the tall ones. That would be my understanding. But anyway, I just love that. Of course, they have rhinoceros ones because those are my favorites, my favorite animal, if you've known me from other videos. So I just love seeing these. I love that down here we got a hot dog one, and over here we got like these pickle ones. They're just, I think they're pickles. Anyway, they're all just amazing. Did you ever think that you were going to see 6 Humpty Dumpty salt and pepper shakers? Well, now you do. Heading into this next section, I can see that we got all the vegetable ones, so a whole bunch of vegetables. I mean, and I like that it's color coordinated. That's really nice and makes it easy to see here. But look at this. So on the left you have chefs, which are a bunch of chefs, and then on the right is a bunch of transportation. So different forms of, I guess, transportation, which include animals. And oh my gosh, there's so much to see down here. It's incredible. This is really well done. So it's a little bit farther away, so the camera might help you see a little bit better what you can see over here, but oh my gosh, there's so much. And again, something that I gotta say is great about this museum more than anything is that, so like there's little numbers everywhere, so it says like 10D over here, and I can see like if you come to this middle board here, it'll tell you what we're looking at. So like 10Ds are Chihuahua shakers, and so if you look up there, those are considered the Chihuahua shakers. The one didn't have as much explanation to it, but again, looking back at this sign, there is just a good explanation. What are you looking at? What is the thing that puts them together? What is that common idea? And oh my gosh, you You could look at this forever. We could look at this forever. I'm probably going to try to keep it to, you know, less than an hour and a half, but you can look at it forever. I particularly like these guys up here where there's like multiples, not the salt and pepper, but it's like multiple spices. So you have your salt, your pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, paprika, cloves, recipes, so many things. And when you go down, they have just different varieties of those completely different ones with like the multiple, and like I'm trying to remember what I saw at the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum in Iowa, which I guess was more of a gallery, as they call it, than a museum. Either way, I remember seeing one that said, I'm salt, I'm pepper, I'm cinnamon, I'm allspice, because I remember making a joke reading, I'm salt, I'm pepper, I'm cinnamon, I'm allspice. Oh, there you go. There's 6. I'm allspice, I'm cinnamon, I'm salt, pepper, I'm clove, and I'm nutmeg. And then of course you have your most classic of just S and P. So you know which one goes in which one. So in the S would obviously go the pepper, and in the P would obviously go the salt. Looking back at the transportation over here, I love that they have a whole bunch of trains, because obviously Clutch loves trains, so I gotta point out how got a whole bunch of train ones over here, which is great. But something that's just a particular fondness to me is we have Bozo the clown, you know, famous Bozo, he's a clown in a car, which I love. And so the very top of his head looks like it's the pepper, and the car looks like it's the salt. That's just, it's amazing on many different levels. Honestly, the sheer amount of just salt and pepper shakers that are here is unbelievable. So now I'm in the food section. Food. And it's all just kind of food-based, you know, because vegetables, I guess, are not technically a food. I don't know. So we got like, there's eggs, there's bagels up here. We're getting to some more fruit, I guess, fruit and beverages over here. So it's just amazing. Again, there's so much. I mean, you could probably pause, zoom in, look at all these things to really get a good look, because there is just, it's an unbelievable amount. I can't point out everything. It's impossible, but some are just particularly amazing. Like, for example, I like that we have down here, like, this is the beverage section, little bottles that are salt and pepper shakers. All these were like little bottles, and they look like them. That is adorable. I love it. Still looking at the food ones, they got these Tabasco ones, which I think are great, and something that I don't have a video for on the channel, but I think is a really fun place, is the Tabasco Factory Tour, which is on Avery Island in Louisiana. It is a great tour. Just shouting that out, because someday I want to get back there and film that again. I only have pictures from before the channel, but just wanted to say that. But something else cool over here in the food section is they have, if you look down there, they have a moon pie. Moon pie, as far as I know, is a big deal around these parts, because I've been seeing it everywhere, and I like that. So now I'm telling you, you're welcome. Now this is particularly great. I love this very much. So what they have here is a case that kind of tells you, so it's not so much the theme as the style. So something I learned before, I've kind of pointed out a little bit, is there's different styles of salt and pepper shakers. So like this one is called the Nodder, and so it's almost like mini bobbleheads, which is very interesting, where if you look at these like these, you could kind of tip them and they would nod a little bit, and they would like bob and sway a little bit. Some of these are a little bit more obvious, like these are just fun, like themed ones, but then we have salt cellars, so they're kind of like an open salt and pepper thing, so you just scoop out of it. Then as we saw kind of earlier, we saw that long boy, so it's like this long giraffe, and it's really kind of neat the way that's just they're super long, where I think they're completely, like, I think it looks like the peppers at one end, salt at the other end. And so this whole case just like has complete like explanation of the different kinds. One of my favorites is right down here. This is called the Go With style, the Go With. So it's can be 2 or more pieces in a set, but basically it's called the Go With because they go together. They're not exactly perfectly like how you see over here. You have like 2 bagels, or you have some things that are like up here, like 2 pieces of corn. The Go With is usually a play on words. So like the bear with the can there, you know, because we're in Gatlinburg, bears eat the trash all the time. Sometimes there's fun puns, and sometimes they're not super obvious when you're looking at them. But I like that. Like, for example, in the previous museum I've been to, there was one that was a penny and a skunk, and it's because they both have a cent. Anyway, I really appreciate this case kind of telling you about all these different styles and helping you understand what is going on, because if it wasn't for the tour that I had at that place, I know I'm referencing it a lot, it was a great video, it really gave me a lot of context for salt and pepper shakers. And getting into the next section, it is just huge. I mean, so this is one corner with chickens, cows, pigs, dogs, but I turn around and look how big this is. It just keeps going. Now, the other museum, again, said it had about 15,000 salt and pepper shakers. This one said it had 20,000. It's hard to say because they're laid out differently. You can go watch that video. I'll obviously have linked it in below so you can see exactly what's going on. So you can kind of compare and contrast. But these are both great for pretty much the same reason. 1 million salt and pepper shakers. It just keeps going. So look at this. This is insane. Oh my gosh, I'm having a wonderful time, but I'll give you a little closer look of some of these guys. So really, I'm just gonna take a quick moment to kind of give you a chance to pause and kind of zoom in and see some of these better. So this is the chicken section. Lots of different chickens and chicken adjacent ideas. So chickens coming out of eggs. It makes me think of Frizzled Chicken Cafe, which is also here in Gatlinburg. That's a fun video too. So if you like the chicken ones, I got a whole video of animatronic chickens for you. Anyway, moving along, we have the cow section. So many cows. You never thought you'd see so many cow salt and pepper shakers, but again, here we are. I do like this one in particular. They had a little sign for it, so it says purple cow. I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one, but I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. And I just like the idea of a purple cow because there's a book I read that I like called Purple Cow. It's about marketing, blah, 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 blah. It just made me think of that. And I like the idea that a purple cow will stand out, make you see what's going on. So then we got some pigs in the corner. That's much more than 3 little pigs. That's 300 little pigs. And then we have, of course, dogs. We got lots of cats. At the top, kind of in the back, you can actually see a lot more like classic pepper or pepper grinders and salts. I don't know if there's salt or if salt is pepper grinders, but got a lot of more classics in the back. So this section's all mice, so you can kind of get a closer look at some of these. Oh, I do like, we got squirrels, and then this looks almost like hedgehogs to me, but I like these little kissing hedgehogs. Oh, that's so cute. They're so adorable. Oh, this is great. Again, you could, I'm kind of speeding through in the video a little bit, at least by my standards. There is so much, and you could stand here for so long and look at it forever and ever. So we got a bunch of bears here. We got then dessert. Oh, no, dessert. Clutch can't read. Desert. Come on, Clutch, get with it. Anyway, I know this is a long shot, but because I just wanted to give you this. Everything we have. We have moose. We have moose in here. This is great. Oh, look at this. This one actually says the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. That's great. I love that over there. And then we have frogs. And while it doesn't say it, it's definitely, we got owls up here as well. But then looking across the way, we have marine life, a lot of marine life. So we have like fish, we have lighthouses in the back, we have penguins, you got ocean, you got SeaWorld. I like these ones kind of here. I actually, would you believe it, would you believe I have that exact salt and pepper shaker? I actually bought it at the other museum. So just want to show you that because that's pretty cool for me to see that that was there. Oh my gosh, and then over here we have ones that are for weddings, so a lot of wedding-based ones. There's so much. There's like ones with champagne, like down here, as you can see, like they're celebrating. Got some Dollywood ones, of course, and it looks like it's actually autographed by Dolly Parton here, which makes a lot of sense, given again, Gatlinburg, Dollywood, all checks out. And this one actually kind of speaks to Clutch's heart a little bit. This is all Americana. So we got like I Love Lucy stuff. We got a lot of, I see Elvis in Las Vegas. There's a lot of interesting stuff like kind of hidden in this. I see Betty Boop. So much. Again, you could be looking at this for a very long time. And I think you'd still find new stuff every single time you look. Okay, now this corner I really like. This is it says Treasure Craft. But it's very tiki-like in this corner. So a lot of these are very tiki in style. And again, it's in the corner, so a little hard to see with some of them. But like a lot of these are different states. So I see like New Jersey, I see Baltimore, Maryland, I see Tennessee, Florida, Texas, many things there. But I do like the tiki style of that. Now I am still in kind of that same hallway I was a second ago because there is still so so much more. Like, this is now International Souvenirs, I guess is this section. So find your favorite country and then see what you can find. So for example, let's see, I see Ireland, I see Germany, I see Istanbul, I see Turkey, I see London, I see France, and then not gonna finish that one. This is cute. We have the largest and smallest. Now, you may not realize it, but these ones are the smallest salt and pepper shakers. I mean, look how tiny these guys are. That's just amazing. So then if I get pen out, you see the bottom of them already, but if I go out, this apparently is the largest salt and pepper shakers. I love that they put this right next to each other. So while a second ago we saw the International Souvenirs, this is the Souvenir of the USA. So we have a lot of ones that I guess are USA based, which is interesting because I've already seen some that are obviously very USA based. So like, got a lot of Florida over there with oranges. Let me get you a little zoom on that so you can see that a little bit better. A lot of flamingos from Florida as well. But then like at the bottom here, we have like actually different state salt and pepper shakers. So different states. Oh, I love this one. Jump it a little bit. Got the complete map of the USA. Again, the other museum had this as well, and I thought that was wonderful too, and I love it here. But like, so more or less what you're seeing in this area is a lot of different states or little theming or things that are from particular states. And it, like, again, you could keep looking forever and you will find new things. There is so much here to look at. I mean, again, 20,000 salt and pepper shakers, and not a single one is not worth looking at. And then across from all that, we have something known as the vault. So the vault, I'm not sure why it's called the vault, other than I think these are much older. They look older. That's all I'm going with. Like, they look very classic, some of them. Like, they're definitely still very interesting and unique. They're not as outlandish, but again, I really appreciate how they kind of color coordinate everything, or style. Looks like the same metal material, that they just organized it incredibly well. So this is just, yeah, these look like almost like die cast. I love that we got trains and trolleys down here. This is wonderful. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it says gold, copper, and silver on that right there. So I'm not seeing as much explanation for what we're seeing in this section, but I can definitely kind of see there is an older aesthetic to some of this. So I guess this like corner with all these, looks like a lot of cats, animals. It says product of Shafford. I'm not very familiar with that, so if you know what that is, please in the comments let me know. What am I looking at here so we can understand a little better. But just continuing around, there's just so much. It's wonderful, and like I think it's kind of like seeing them all side by side, seeing them all like in a cohesive nature just makes it feel really cool. Like these are like just regular glass. It's just at this point this green glass, blue glass, this see-through glass, and it's all pretty similar or pretty easy. I did want to actually show you down here. We're trying to get to some more like animals. Oh, it looks like we're getting some more Asian influence when it comes to the salt and pepper shakers, because what actually caught my eye over here was the pandas. These are a lot of pandas. I love all these pandas. That's really cool. So here apparently we have a glow-in-the-dark salt and pepper set. It says uranium and Vaseline glass is not harmful, as the emissions from the glass are just slightly stronger than a person receives standing in the sunlight. Its heyday was during the Victorian period from the 1800s to the 1920s up to just before World War II, and then was continued from 1959 to the present. So let's check out the glow-in-the-dark salt and pepper shaker. Ready? And here we go. Ooh, well, that's fun. I love that they have this. I mean, obviously, Clutch loves pushing a button, but here it is off. Ooh, and because I want to push the button again, here it is on. That is fun and spooky. Ah, a bear. And here's another fun case of a lot of more, looks like pop culture kind of salt and pepper shaker museum. Seeing a lot of Mickey Mouse, Disney stuff up here. I'm seeing Nightmare Before Christmas over there, Scooby-Doo, a lot of Star Trek, superheroes, Star Wars. Yeah, this is one you could look at for quite some time. You usually got the Marx Brothers down here. I like some of that classic stuff there. We got the Beatles. We got We got a TARDIS, so we got Doctor Who over there, we got a Dalek, we got Muppets. This is great. There's so much good. I mean, I could just point and say, look, Garfield, look, Pink in the Brain, look, Simpsons. I mean, you can see it yourself. I do like this one, actually, in particular. So I'm a big fan of Pinky in the Brain. I very much enjoy the voice actors of Rob Paulson and Maurice LaMarche, who do the voices, just to throw out that nerd reference, but I like that they have the test tubes of salt for the brain and pepper for Pinky, and they have that there. I think that's great. So that's an extra special one. But again, there's so much more here. They got Snidely Whiplash. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. I think this museum has been nothing but amazing. So one thing I did want to mention on the way out, you're not actually able to film it, which is why you're just getting some more B-roll over this, is that when you leave, there is kind of a gift shop where you can buy salt and pepper shakers, and your admission goes towards that purchase. So I kind of mentioned that at the very beginning, but wanted to say it again because you weren't allowed to film but they had a lot of salt and pepper shakers that you can buy. So just know on your way out, you can take home a piece of the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum with you. So thank you for coming to the Museum of Salt and Pepper Shakers with me. Now, there were signs inside that I think it could also just be the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum. It doesn't matter. It's all wonderful. That was a fantastic time. Like, honestly, for $3, exceptionally worth it. So definitely get down here and check out this museum. Wonderful, wonderful place. But also, if you did want to see that other museum I had been talking about this whole video, you can check that out, the Salt and Pepper Shaker Gallery in Traer, Iowa. That one is amazing too. Again, I kind of got a personal guided tour around there to really learn about them, which was great. But if you want to see some more Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge adventures, I got a whole bunch of videos right here for you as well. So I hope to see you in one of these. Until then, I will say goodbye. I am still Clutch.